Shout out to each and every one of you. Shout out to the Most High God. Shout out to the Most High God. And we're going to discuss in detail Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. I was able to see the fight this morning. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. We're going to discuss in detail. Okay. So we're going to talk about Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. And there are a couple of things I've realized. The first thing is that I realized not many people understand or know boxing. And it's a little bit sad because I'm hearing, oh, Errol Spence beat up Mikey Garcia. Trust me, if Errol Spence hit Mikey Garcia flush with a multitude of punches, Mikey Garcia would be bust up. Mikey Garcia would have gotten knocked out of there. All right. So anybody saying that Errol Spence beat down Mikey Garcia don't know what the hell they saw. All right. However, it was a dominant performance by Errol Spence. It was a boxing clinic by Errol Spence. We'll give him that. He outboxed Mikey Garcia. That is true. The jab was one of the key factors that allowed Errol Spence to outbox Mikey Garcia. And his defense was on point too. Errol Spence's defense was pretty much on point because Mikey Garcia could not get to Errol Spence as he wanted to. Hold on one second. Now, hey, man, if you want to join the chat as well, let me know. I can send you a link via Facebook or via Twitter. Okay. Let me just pull this monitor up here a little bit closer so I can actually see what it is saying. 1 second. So what happens is my screen is busted. So I have to actually look at another screen here so I can see what you guys are saying. All right. So I just pull the screen up so I can see what's going on. There we go. All right. So I'll be able to see what's going on the monitor, which is to my left. Okay. Leave your comments in the comment section. Leave your comments in the comment section. We're going to talk boxing. Okay. This is boxing. So one of the things people can't say is that Errol Spence was the weight bully in this fight. Mikey Garcia pushed Errol Spence back a number of times in various rounds. Okay. So you can't say that Errol Spence was a weight bully. It was about skill. It was about boxing. And Errol Spence, given his advantages, used them to beat Mikey Garcia. First time we're seeing Errol Spence fighting an opponent on the outside. Now, in the beginning, if you look at the first round, Errol Spence was actually looking to get Mikey out of there. And from time to time, when Errol got an advantage over Mikey, he would press the action to try and get Mikey out of there, but he couldn't. So the criteria that's called man down, Errol Spence was not able to put his man down. He was not able to man down Mikey Garcia. All right, that wasn't happening. Again, Mikey Garcia is a very quality fighter. Now you will notice Mikey was turning Errol Spence to Errol Spence's right. So he was pivoting Errol to the right. Like I said before, Errol has extraordinary pivot work. So Errol was able to also adjust that. But I must say, Mikey did land some really good shots on Errol Spence and got Errol Spence's attention immediately. Errol Spence knew he couldn't just bully into Mikey Garcia. And he knew that Mikey Garcia was clever enough to match him. Now, even though Mikey Garcia fell short with a lot of his shots because of the fact that Errol Spence was using the jab so well and the pivot work of Errol Spence and the boxing IQ where Errol Spence was changing up the angles of his approach and even changing up his style at certain times, not just coming in with the same kind of style. Mikey was also doing the same thing. It was a battle of wits. And in this case, the big good man beat the small good man. So literally here, size did matter. Not size in terms of weight, but size in terms of reach. One of the things, I don't know if you guys noticed, these guys were so gifted and skilled that to put together 2 shots or a combination of 2 or more shots was very difficult for both of them. Okay. Mikey Garcia also, as I told you guys, once you roll a shot, so Mikey If Errol Spence was throwing a hook at Mikey and he hooked, Mikey would roll, catch it and roll it. Catch and roll. You see Canelo do the same thing. So Mikey took the steam off of Errol Spence's shots when Errol Spence actually landed something flush on him. The thing, though, that determined the difference, and the thing that Errol Spence was able to consistently land on Mikey, though it wasn't very effective in terms of hurting Mikey, was the jab. The jab, I remember Mayweather versus Pacquiao, where Mayweather was religiously using his jab as well. Errol was religiously using his jab. Mikey was trying to hook off the jab. Mikey was trying to establish his jab. And how Mikey established his jab was by stepping to Errol Spence's right and then throwing the jab. So off a pivot. And boy, you got to love what Mikey was doing in there. Unfortunately for him, he started doing the right things late in the fight to really equalize the fight. The 12th round was Mikey's round. For those that you was watching, Mikey had figured out Errol Spence, realized he had to get to the inside and in-fight Errol Spence. And even though Errol Spence is probably the better in-fighter, he had to impose his will on Errol Spence and get the combinations off. So the 12th round went to Mikey Garcia. Of course, the 11th went to Errol Spence. Mikey took control, and then the 10th went to Mikey, in my opinion. Those was Mikey's best rounds. Early on in the fight, also, it was a toss-up. Round 1 was a toss-up. Errol Spence probably won that because he landed a nice straight left to Mikey's body. Nothing else landed. Round 2, Mikey came back, and Mikey landed some really great combinations on Errol Spence. Was it round 2 or was it round 3? I can't remember. Right? Won that round because he landed a lot more punches. And then I think in round 3, Mikey came back and showed. I thought he won round 3. And in rounds 4, 5, 6, Errol Spence, defensively speaking, they were both on par. Right? Errol Spence was throwing more punches, but Mikey's defense was on par to handle that. So it wasn't like Errol Spence was really hitting Mikey with anything that would really hurt him. Oh, shout out to the chat section. Shout out to the chat section. Unapologetically black man. Very impressed by Spence. Yeah, I was very impressed too, but I knew he could do that. I told you guys don't underestimate Errol Spence. You can just look at my earlier video. I also said that more than likely he would win the fight. I also said that, but I said it's still a 50-50 fight, in my opinion, and I'm rooting for Mikey to win. Jackson the Hopeful says those punch stats though were very inaccurate. Yeah, but it didn't really matter. It wasn't about the quantity of shots. It was the quality of shots. So one of the things Mikey was missing a lot in this fight because he was coming up short. So what Mikey realized later on in the fight, I think from round 9, somewhere thereabouts, was that he could use his defense, shell up on the ropes, let Errol Spence waste his load, and then come back and counter him. So you find that Mikey was actually countering Errol Spence more to the later parts of the rounds. He was trying to set a trap for Errol Spence. In fact, I think it was the 11th round. Or was it the 11th or the 10th? It was the 10th round where Errol Spence was throwing a barrage of shots and Mikey was blocking everything, right? Catching, blocking everything. And it looked like Errol Spence was beating up Mikey for the untrained eye. And then Mikey came back close to the end of the round and caught Errol Spence with a check hook and then caught him with a lead right. And Errol Spence buckled back. He buckled back and he grinned. He said, "Oh, you motherfucker, you tricked me," you know? And Mikey had good enough power to hurt Errol Spence. In fact, he didn't buzz him, but he made Errol Spence think. He got Errol Spence's attention. I think it was in the 3rd round, you know, because Errol Spence thought, "Oh, man down. I'm going to run through this kid." Nope. The other thing you need to watch at is the pivot work of Mikey. So Mikey's pivoting to Errol Spence's left. So Mikey always trying to get that foot position in front of Errol Spence. Errol Spence was more active in the fight. All right. He was the more active guy. I would even say he was the more accurate guy because of his length and reach advantage. He was able to land shots. But you would notice, even though he's landing the shots, Mikey's taking the steam off of it. The only shots I think that Errol Spence hit Mikey with, which really caught him like boom, like that, and popped his head back a bit, was the jab. And even then, he wasn't catching him full as he would have liked to, you know. But what I loved about what Errol did, which is something I was trying to tell you guys, is you don't always put the steam on every single punch. You don't always. So he started touching Mikey at certain times. Mikey would touch him as well. That's a thing that Mikey has. The reason Mikey could hang with Errol Spence, remember, he's coming up from lightweight, right? Even though he wasn't super light, he come up from lightweight, right? The reason Mikey could have hang with Errol Spence, because it was a competitive fight. Even though offensively, Errol Spence dominated. Defensively, they were both on par. So because of that, it was a chess match. Mikey was trying to vie for position to get Errol Spence out of position. Every time Mikey would do something, Errol, that's the other thing, man. Errol's pivot work, man. His pivot work. You know, even when Mikey hit him with a shot, Errol would be pivoting away from the shot, so he takes some of the steam off the punch. But I got to tell you, Errol, you could see Errol was very cautious with Mikey because he realized Mikey could crack. And he got caught with a check hook, I think, running in the third round. I think Mikey caught him with another check hook in the 12th. And Mikey caught him with a body shot in, I can't remember which one of the middle rounds. And Errol backed the fuck off of Mikey one time. I said, whoa. Because I was watching the little guy. I was watching Mikey, of course, most of the time. But I was looking at how Errol was shutting him out. Offensively, he was shutting out Mikey. Defensively, Mikey was hanging with him. You know what I'm saying? But around, I think it was around I think Mikey really started to figure out what was going on after the 11th round. So you heard his brother, Robert Garcia, saying, "Oh, we need to hang up the towel or whatever." And Mikey was like, "No, man, I'm not hurt or buzzed like that. I'm not damaged." And I was listening to Derek James, who's Spence coach, saying, you know, you could wreck Mikey's career and stuff. And I'm like, no, his career is not wrecked at all. I mean, dude didn't take any punishment. He got a little cut, I think, bruised underneath this eye. But you look at Mikey's face, he didn't take much punishment. His face not swollen up or anything. It was a good fight. You know what's another thing that was interesting? I don't know if you guys paid attention to it. Errol Spence started to not use body shots because Mikey was protecting the body so well. So he started going to the head. And Mikey, this is the ironic thing I saw, Mikey started going to the body. I thought it was interesting. And the subtlety in that footwork, that fucking footwork was so beautiful in both of them. You know, the footwork I saw was so beautiful, guys. Where you could see when Errol sees the advantage to come in like a cat, Mikey would just adjust by adjusting distance on Errol Spence. So even like if you watch the first round, Errol Spence was trying to throw that lead left to Mikey's body, and he would always come up short. The only thing that was working for Errol consistently throughout this fight was the jab. He wasn't catching Mikey all the time with the jab, but that was the thing that was the most effective. And that was the thing that Mikey couldn't. He was trying to work his way around that jab. And he figured out, okay, man, fuck this. I need to come right on the inside. Where he's good at, I need to get in there. Because Mikey had success once he got on the inside of Errol Spence. When we pushed Errol Spence to the ropes, he would bang to the body. He wouldn't catch him up on top to the head because Errol Spence would be dipping and moving and rolling and stuff. He'd catch him with some really sharp, hard body shots. And Errol didn't like them body shots. But Errol's strong, and so was Mikey. So I'm telling you, man, it was a great fight, in my opinion. I hear people say, oh, it was boring and Errol dominated. And I'm like, motherfucker, this guy came up from lightweights. How come he didn't get him out of there? How come he didn't really hurt that? He didn't. At no point in time did Errol Spence buzz Mikey. He caught him in a good body shot in round 11, though. And Mikey dipped down. It was a good liver shot. But Mikey got such a good defense that when Errol was tagging him up to the body and to the head, Mikey's hands was blocking most of the shots. And you know what was the fucked up thing? I was watching the commentary, and they would do replays to highlight Errol Spence. They wouldn't highlight Mikey at all, right? And in highlighting Errol Spence hitting Mikey, all the shots they highlight, only the jab would come through. All the other hooks, Mikey blocked them. And I've been looking at it, looking at these motherfuckers. But I remember once Errol Spence also caught him with I think it was a left hook. Mikey kind of got his head jarred, but he rolled a punch. And Mikey didn't even seem like he was affected much by Errol Spence punching, to be honest with you. And in fact, Errol would offload on Mikey at certain points in time, and then Mikey would just push him back. You remember, you saw Mikey jam up on Errol Spence and just push him back to the body. And again, how you angle your body. These guys showed you so much fucking high-level shit. How Mikey angled his body on Errol Spence to get position. How they close up their body when they're in close infighting. So Mikey ended up infighting Errol Spence. And Errol had to box him from the outside. It was a good fucking fight, man. It was a good fucking fight. A battle of wits. Errol won that battle. I would love to see them somewhere down the road rematch each other and see what would happen. But Errol's the truth, man. The dude's the truth. I was impressed. Anybody saying that Errol is not pound for pound, you know, close to, he wouldn't probably be pound for pound #1 in my book because of Canelo and what Canelo's done. But Actually, think about that. Who has Canelo beat? Who has Canelo beat that's a multiple weight class? Dude going up weight class and beating other people. Who has Canelo beat like that? The answer is nobody, right? So at the end of the day, I think Errol Spence might have even beat Canelo. Canelo's consistently, though, faced top-tier opposition. I guess after Canelo, if Canelo beats Danny Jacobs, then Canelo beats him, then Canelo will get the #1 spot. But as we speak, this fight was so big and Mikey's so good that you got to give Errol the #1 spot in pound for pound, I think. I might be exaggerating it. I'll think about it some more. But I think in terms of pound for pound, I think Errol's up there, man. He's up there. If he ain't #1, he's #2, right? Because the only guy I see standing in his way is Canelo. Unapologetic Black Man says Mikey's defense was very good. Yeah. I told you Errol wouldn't get this guy out of there. He wouldn't. And just the footwork that Mikey was using, and then the footwork of Errol. Errol, by the way, wasn't getting tagged much by Mikey, which I was impressed by. I really was. Jackson Hopeful. I gave Mikey the second. Was it the second or the third? I think Errol picked up on the third. Second. I think Mikey got the third. I definitely gave Mikey the 12th. I think the 10th. I think Mikey got the 10th because Errol was throwing a lot of punches. He was the more active fighter in the 10th, but he wouldn't really land nothing. And then Mikey caught him with I think it was a leaping right hook or something like that. And then started backing him up and beating him up. Well, not beating him up, but you know what I mean. Landing some shots and catching him flush and pushed Errol back. Hey AJ, shout out to you. Hey AJ, Mikey got out of box for sure. He got out of box. That's what happened. Errol outboxed Mikey Garcia. No ways around that, and that's very impressive. You know, Jackson the Hopeful says I think Mika Cotto is a multiple champion. Oh yeah. So yes, Canelo beat Mika Cotto. He beat old Shane Mosley. That's another multiple weight champion. He fought Floyd Mayweather, was another multiple weight champion. See who else he fought. Trying to think. Mika Cotto was it what? 4 division. Mika Cotto's a 4-division world champion, right? Cool. That's true. Yeah, Canelo's fought some big names. Yeah, so Canelo. So that means Canelo's probably pound for pound #1 still, you know, but Errol's probably pound for pound #2 now, because in beating Mikey, and it proves that Mikey Garcia is that good because he hang with Errol Spence. It was competitive, even though Errol Spence was outboxing him. He didn't run through Mikey. So when we did a unanimous decision, it was a unanimous decision. I think Mikey got what 3-4 round stops out of 12. Errol probably got the other 8, right? It was a dominant performance, no doubt about it, by Errol Spence. I'm very impressed by him, but I kind of expected something like this, but not exactly the way how people are phrasing it, because people say Mikey got beat up, and he didn't get beat up. He got the skills to do what he had to do. And I gave him the 12. I think he figured out, Errol Spence, that he had to be in the pocket and he had to just, you know, he had to angle himself a certain kind of way, use a certain kind of footwork, and work Errol Spence on the inside. So that's why he went on in the 12th, and he was still hopeful. He won the 12th, in my opinion. He definitely won the 12th. I think he won the 3rd. I think it's the 3rd, not the 2nd. I think it's the 3rd. It could have been the 2nd. He came back late in the 2nd. You know, it looked like business as usual for Spence, and then I think he caught him in a check hook or something. I think it was the 2nd or the 3rd. Yeah, and I think 2 other middle rounds. I think the 10th. I thought Mikey won the 10th. And trying to remember. Errol Spence came back hard in the 11th. But even when he came back in the 11th, like I said, he hurt Mikey with I think it was a body shot that caught Mikey. Yeah, he got him with a good body shot. Because Errol was mixing up the left to the body and to the head. He was mixing it up and stuff. Good chess match, man. Good chess match. Jackson Hopeful says that fits criteria. Henry Anderson. Oh, shout out to you, brother. I haven't seen you in ages. You used to do some you used to do some videos, man. I don't know if you're doing videos anymore. He says Spence is a beast. I'll box Garcia. Yeah, y'all box. I wouldn't call him a beast. I wouldn't call him a beast. I wouldn't call him. He tried to get Garcia out of there a couple times in the fight. Wasn't gonna happen. Too good a defense. And then Garcia would just come back, and when Spencer, offload his load, Garcia would just come through with a right hook or whatever. Unapologetic. And by the way, Garcia landed some pretty good shots, man. And Spence respected Garcia's power. He did respect the power, which was interesting. Unapologetically black man. This makes Bud versus Spence that more interesting. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. Gary Anderson says, "What up, good brother? Man, I'm cool. I'm cool. My mom died last month. So, I got some freed up time now, and just chilling, man, just chilling, watching fights and stuff. I also saw, we can talk about a lot of other fights if you want that happened over the weekend. Some of the fights I still haven't seen. I just saw Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia this morning. I was listening to the round by round play on, I can't remember which site it was. But definitely Errol Spence won that fight. Unanimous decision, about 8-4. 8-4, 9-3. That was an 8-4, 9-3. And I saw some Floyd Mayweather-ish stuff he was doing in there as well. Beautiful pivot work, man. Errol Spence, beautiful pivot work. That makes a big difference. He got caught flush a couple times though. But the nice thing about these kinds of fighters, you can't really put together two. It's really rare where you see Errol Spence put two shots together on Mikey, or Mikey put two shots together on Errol. They might get two, but you won't get 3 or 4. They're that good. Unapologetically Black Man says, "Condolences, my brother." Thank you. I received that. Gary Henderson says, "My condolences. Sorry for your loss." Yeah, man, I'm sorry too, man. I still think about her. Man, just to go off topic a little bit, I kind of veered away from my Christian walk as well. A lot of things just kind of happened after the death of my mom, and it's been a challenge, but God is faithful, so I'm good. I'm good. You know what I mean? But thanks for your apologies and condolences and stuff. I'm gonna talk to you guys about that some other time though. But yeah, I really enjoyed the fight. I'm gonna go back and see it. I want to see it on higher definition just to see what exactly happened, because I saw it on low definition. I go on a certain website, be able to see the fights and stuff. But Errol, man, Errol's the truth. Even Mikey Garcia acknowledged it. But what I liked about what Mikey did, he didn't have to go face Errol. And I told you guys, Mikey is not like them other fighters. Mikey's not like them other fighters, man. Chris Algieri, he never stuck to the game plan. Mikey knew he had to turn Errol Spence so he wouldn't get hit. That was one of the strategies. Notice also, Mikey jabs off the pivot. So when Mikey catches Errol Spence with a shot, it's because of pivot work he did, where he would throw multiple jabs. Sometimes throw 3 or 4 jabs. Mikey was trying to judge distance and stuff. Errol would make up the ground. So what Errol do is hop in off the, he might pump a jab and then hop in with the lead left off the jab. Again, Errol wasn't catching Mikey flush most of the time. He really wasn't landing that lead left hand, how do I say, with the full power he wanted to land it. But again, I love how Errol finally, I saw Errol change up his power, because if you try to do too much power, you actually lose speed. So he was kind of relaxed throwing the left. I like that. I like how he tried to throw. But again, Mikey was up to the challenge. So you can see Mikey parry away the left or parry away the right hook, or he would just hop back so that the jab wouldn't have the effect that it would normally have on somebody else. I was impressed by Mikey because, 1, his defense was on point. 2, Errol Spence couldn't just walk him down. In fact, he was pushing back Errol Spence, which I was impressed by. And at a certain point in time, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor was throwing all sorts of shots, and Floyd was just walking his ass down. And at a certain point, Mikey was doing that. Spence was throwing all sorts of combinations. Mikey wasn't taking a step back. He just walk into him. And Errol's eyes kind of open, like, what? Okay. And he just boxed him off the back foot. So Errol's like, what? Okay. cool. You know, and Mikey walked to him, got on the inside. He did it in the 11th, and he did it in the 10th, and he did it in the 12th. He walked to the inside of Errol Spence, and then Errol would try and get his combinations off, and Mikey would have, you know, just catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it. And he just have his guard up like this, 2-guard. Errol tried to throw uppercuts and stuff. And Mikey just walk him to the ropes. I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't believe it. And I remember they saying in camp that Mikey could walk you down. If Mikey want to walk your ass down, he gonna walk your ass down. And so I was really impressed by that, because you got to understand, a lot of people don't understand how much difficulty it is to get the right angle on these guys, to get the foot position, to land your shots the way you want to land them. And for him to be pushing the bigger, stronger Errol Spence back was fucking amazing, man. You know, and he didn't do it in a straightforward way like Lamont Peterson just puts hands up and walks straight to you. So Errol Spence can just go around the guard. And no, he was walking. He got up on him at an angle. So he's up on him on an angle. It's shit, man. Dude. Mikey he's the goods, man. He's the goods. He's just a small guy. He's shorter. He's shorter. His reach. Errol had the reach advantage. Errol used that reach advantage. Mikey finally did get to the inside, but by that time the fight was already, you know, scorecards were ready. He had to stop Errol Spence to really make something happen. You know what I mean? So I enjoyed this fight. You know, Coach Eric Bradley, the fight doctor, thought that Mikey would wear down. Errol Spence would wear down Mikey with those shots. Fuck no, Coach Eric Bradley. I told you it wouldn't be that case. In fact, Mikey was doing better as the fight went along because of his defense. He was still trying to figure out his offense. So, again, Coach Eric Bradley was saying something which I did not agree with. I was saying that you're shortchanging Mikey Garcia. And for all those people out there who thought that Errol was going to get Mikey out of there, I don't know what y'all thought, because Mikey's not that kind of fighter. You could see both of the guys are cerebral. The difference being Errol's reach. All right. In fact, I would say that Mikey, as he was trying to figure out Errol, was actually doing a better job getting past Errol's reach. That's why the 12th round was Mikey's round. It kind of reminded me of when I was watching Solanke versus Gabe Rosado. I don't know if you guys saw that fight over the weekend. That was a fucking good fight. Gabe Rosado knocked down Solanke twice in the 11th round. He was going to get his ass out of there if they had, I'm sorry, the 9th round. If this was a 12-rounder, Gabe Rosado would have knocked the fuck out. Solanke would have been knocked the fuck out. He would have get knocked completely out. You know what I'm saying? Gabe Rosado shocked me. Again, fighting your way through it and using overhand rights. I saw Mikey do a leaping overhand right or leaping right hook and caught Errol Spence flush. Errol Spence buckled back, you know, reset himself, get into the shell, get into the defense, bob and weave. Mikey walked him straight to the ropes, lean on him, started landing punches, started landing left hooks and shit. I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? I even saw Errol Spence in the 11th round clinch up Mikey Garcia. He clinched up Mikey. Again, smart fighting. Smart fighting. Because if Errol, look, you spend a lot of energy working as good a condition you got. The other guy hits you one punch, and you're gonna fucking and you feel that shit. I'm gonna clinch up. I'm gonna lock you up, and then I'm gonna pivot you around so you're in the ropes. I'm outside, and so that kind of boxing IQ that Errol Spence showed us was beautiful. It was beautiful. I really enjoyed this fight. So one of the guys told me it was a boring fight. I think, what's his name? I forgot. Lifted One. Lifted One said it was a boring fight. It was a one-sided fight. All right, you know, we could say offensively it was a one-sided fight. Defensively, it wasn't. And therefore, tactically speaking, it was a good-ass fight. Again, a lot of people, maybe it's how I hyped it. This is a fight you had to see. I was impressed by how Mikey conducted himself in that ring. He obviously couldn't figure out the game plan for Errol Spence during this fight, especially getting past that jab. Even though he used pivots and stuff. And then Errol is good on the inside. He's good mid-range, and he's good on the outside, just like Mikey is, clearly, because I didn't know Mikey could fight on the inside like that and throw body punches like that. So I was impressed by both guys. There's not much difference between them, except I think that Errol was able to establish his jab early, and Mikey only found out the effective game plan, which was to get to the inside and work on the inside by round 10. So by that time, the fight was almost done. So he had figured out what he needed to do, which was mix it up with Errol on the inside. And it's one of the most counterintuitive things, because if you're thinking about it, Mikey's not known as an inside fighter, but that's what he needed to do. So he ended up going on the inside in round 10. He had success there. Round 11, Spence caught him with a good fucking body shot, good left hook to the body, right? And so for most time, Mikey was recuperating from that shot while he used his defense to shell up. And then he came back late in the 11th, and Errol Spence was like, "What, motherfucker? I didn't know you was doing that." But Errol Spence kept his distance. Errol Spence was fighting on the outside. This shit is crazy. If you had asked me in a fight between Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia, who would be on the outside, who would be on the inside, I would have told you, well, Mikey, you're going to circle him on the outside, go to the inside, land some punches, and go out, right? Fucking Mikey Garcia was on the inside. He was inside of the trenches going at Errol Spence. I was like, what the fuck? I thought you go in and out, but it's the angle you position your body. And I saw Mikey catching and shooting and all kinds of shit on the inside. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? The opposite of what you would expect from these guys. Errol Spence is the guy you jabbing on the outside. Errol Spence is the guy moving on the outside. I was like, what's going on here? So they made their necessary adjustments. Errol came out, to stop Mikey Garcia, realized that shit ain't happening today. So he started to box him, establish his jab on the outside. Beautiful pivot work. Get the shots when the shots present themselves. Landed the lead left. Not many right hooks landed for Errol Spence in this fight. It was more about the jab, but still beautiful pivot work, man. Even Mikey's pivot work was beautiful. Mikey would head control Errol. And as Errol's trying to get that shot in, the left, because he knows he's going to throw the lead left, Mikey's pivoting. So if Errol tried to throw the lead left, Mikey's over here. Same thing with Spence. I saw where Mikey was trying to throw the lead right, and Spence pivot. Did you guys see all of that shit? It was, I'm telling you, man, it was beautiful to watch. It was a beautiful ass fight. Not much difference separating the two guys. They do a lot of things similarly, but the difference being that jab that Errol Spence had, he had that longer reach. So Mikey had to get past that reach. And Mikey was doing things to get past it, but he would still miss his shots because Errol got good defense. Defensively, he's responsible, and he really maintained range and distance that way until about the 12th. Beautiful stuff to watch, man. Beautiful stuff to watch. Unapologetically Black Man says, what Mikey did was give the other 47-pounders more courage to step up now because Spence didn't get him out of there. Well, he was never going to get him out of there, though. That was never the case. But I don't know if it gives them much encouragement because it shows you now that Spence has boxing IQ. And he just beat a pound-for-pound, very intelligent fighter using boxing IQ. And it shows also that Errol Spence is versatile. All right? He don't have to man down you. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to man down you to win. So the one thing that's beautiful is he is the truth. Like his name is Errol the Truth Spence, and it proves that. But what it showed also is what kind of caliber of opponent Mikey is. Mikey, I told y'all, he's not fucking Lamont Peterson. He's not no fucking Chris Algieri. All right? He's not even no fucking Kell Brook. All right? The dude got skills. And Mikey showed us all kinds of different things in there that we never seen before. We never really seen Mikey fight on the inside. We even saw Mikey use footwork on the outside. If he didn't want Errol Spence to catch him, Errol Spence wasn't going to catch him. Mikey stood. He didn't stand directly toe-to-toe with Errol Spence, but he moved in inches. In inches, like I was telling you guys, in inches, he's just there in inches, and he was using that fucking pivot work, man. Man, you got to love, I tell you, this is what boxing's about. He ain't bouncing around the ring, wasting energy. No, he's in front of you, but he's not in front of you at the same time. He's slightly off an angle. That's why Errol Spence wasn't really landing those shots with power that he wanted to. He wanted to get leverage on him, but just the way how Mikey would just like, that's what I talk about, nuance. Just those little steps keeps Errol out of position to really throw the shot he wants to throw. So a lot of times, Mikey even rolling shit. He's not even rolling shot. He's just riding the punch. So Errol Spence would throw a hook, and Mikey just do this. And The timing, he just rolled off. Mikey got good timing too. Yeah, roll off. It just roll off, and you just catch it here. It's beautiful to watch, man. So Errol Spence was, even if Errol threw with a lot of power, which he tried to do in the 11th and so on, Mikey would catch the shots, man. He would catch it, block it, roll it, dip under the shot. You saw him dipping under some of the hooks that Errol Spence would throw. I love how Mikey would change levels as well. Sometimes he changed levels. He just stand up and freeze up and change levels on Errol Spence. I never seen that shit from Mikey Garcia so much, you know. I remember when he changed the level and then he just came up high with the right hook, caught Errol Spence, wow, straight across the jaw. Errol Spence was like, what? Okay, let me make that adjustment. He dipped low. That's another thing with Errol. He does like Floyd Mayweather. He dips low and he covers up at an angle. It's beautiful. So you ain't gonna catch him with another shot. I told you, man, I love shit, man. This fight was, I gotta go watch it again. You know what I mean? Derek Webster says, if it was boring, he was rooting for Garcia. No, I was rooting for Garcia. I was rooting for the small guy. I didn't find it boring at all. Derek Webster says, Mikey didn't win a round. He dared to be great and he wasn't. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, bro. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You tell me if Errol Spence won. I think it's round 3. I don't think it was round 2. I think it was round 3. Tell me if Errol Spence won round 3. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, bro. This is boxing, man. That's what I try to tell you guys. Some of y'all don't know shit about boxing. You know, this is boxing. This is not how much punches I throw, or you know, he hit him. He's not fucking Jim Lampley. Hit him with a straight right. Motherfucker didn't hit nothing. It was blocked. You know what I mean? Or oh look, another straight right by. You know, another straight right, and it whistled by the guy and hit ear. Or the guy, he's not mounting any defense. Like I was listening to the fucking commentator for the fight. Mikey Garcia is not landing anything on. He's trying to throw punches and he's not landing anything on Errol Spence. And Mikey just catch him with a left hook, a right hook, sorry, to the jaw, followed by a left hook to the body. And I'm like, these motherfuckers, why don't you just shut the fuck up? So I just turned the volume down because it pisses me off when I hear a commentator fucking up a fight. That's really interesting. And the problem with it is a lot of fight fans, they listen to the fucking commentary, so they don't even know what the fuck they're seeing. Because the commentator is just telling them a whole set of shit that has nothing to do with the fucking fight. You know what I mean? And so that pisses me off. So I just turn the level off. And I just watch the fight. I watch the chess play. Beautiful stuff. Jackson the Hopeful says, it was round 2. The punch stats there were even. I don't give a fuck about punch stats, man. And I don't know if it was, I don't think it was round 2. I think it was round 3. I'm talking about. It's round 3. Jackson Hopeful, not round 3. It was round 3, I think I'm talking about. Because Errol Spence landed more shots in round 2. I gave Errol Spence round 2. I think it was round 3 that Mikey came back on. I think so. I can always go and look. I think it was round 3. Remember, those guys didn't land a whole bunch of shots. They're saying Errol Spence landed like 100 and something. Maybe he did. But I don't think Errol Spence landed a whole bunch of shots. Hold on a second. I just wish I could get this fight in better resolution. The shit that I saw there was freezing up and all kinds of shit. It's annoying as hell. I saw Luke Campbell knock out the guy he was facing with a vicious straight left. But he really caught the guy with an uppercut, I think. It was a right uppercut to his body. Good shit. Good shit. I'm going to tell you which round it is. The problem with these things, though, is the resolution on this shit is so terrible. It's clear, though. This one's not as broken up. There was one on Facebook. It was clearer. Okay, I think this is round 1. No, this is round 2. Straight left. Spence blocked it. Left hook. Spence blocked it. He started off at round 2. I think it was round 3 I'm talking about. Yeah. Anyways, I'm listening to you guys, man. Keep on talking. Hey, if you want to talk any other fights too, man, let's talk, man. Let's talk. I know you guys like boxing. Yeah. Lee left. Okay. See, Mikey parried most of that left off. He hit him on the top of the head. Mikey caught Spence with a left hook. Errol Spence was like, "What the fuck?" I think it was round 3. I was talking about. Pretty sure it was round 3. I'm watching that round 3 right now. So Mikey threw 2 jabs, gauging the distance. This fucking thing is freezing up though. Errol Spence landed a straight left, but it wasn't a hard one, and Mikey had kind of pulled away from it. There's Mikey. You see, he jabs on pivots. That's the key. You throw a jab, you throw it off a pivot. That's how you get the angle. Spence trying to do, ooh, nice little check hook there by Mikey. Spence throwing the jab, feints the jab up top, comes to the body, gets Mikey there. Shit is freezing up though. They really respected each other's distance. Spence again throwing another jab to the body there. Mikey catches him with a right hook. Spence pushing him back with a jab. Spence throws another jab. Mikey throws his jab. Spence is pivoting off to his left. Throws a nice straight jab. Mikey's body. This shit keep on freezing up on me though. I hate that shit. By Spence. Jab to the pit by Spence. Fucking feet keeps on freezing up. It really pisses me off. Okay, nothing there by Spence. Oh, nice jab by Mikey. Ah, oh, fuck this. Shit just keep on freezing up. That really pisses me off. I was watching this. I think I was watching this. This one puts up fucking UNICEF ads. And man, this shit really annoys me, man. Anyway. ELXM100 with the fans that Mikey brought in last night. Most likely he fights Pacquiao next. No, he ain't fighting no Pacquiao, dude. Errol Spence gonna fight Pacquiao. Shut up, this commentary. So fucked up, I don't like it. I'm trying to find round 3, but this fucking thing keeps on freezing up. Round is this? Round 1. Still in round 1. Still in round 1. In round 2. Still in round 2. This is round 3. All right, I'm looking at round 3 right now. See, I take the volume off. I can't stand the commentary. So Spence landed a straight left there. He threw a jab. It came up short. Mikey throws a jab off the pivot. Mikey's foot is on the outside of Spence's foot. Spence tried to get position. He missed Mikey this time with the lead left. Throws a jab. Mikey hooks off the jab. Doesn't catch Spence. They're jousting with each other. Spence throws another. He feints up top and then he comes down with a jab that lands. Mikey throws a jab. I love how they throw their jabs too. They're different kinds of jabs. Spence tries to throw a lead left. Mikey parries it off. Catches him with a jab. Mikey catches him with a jab on the inside of Spence's jab. Spence throws a lead left. Then I got this fucking UNICEF ad. It just pops out of nowhere, you know. Hate this shit. Anyway, I'll stop in a minute. Errol Spence, though. Errol Spence is probably going to face Manny Pacquiao next. Got jabbed in the face there. Errol Spence by Mikey. Lead left by Spence, just to touch Mikey's body. More of a range finder. Spence starts to take a walk. Mikey's walking him down. Spence lands a straight left. Blocked. The other straight left is blocked. Throws a straight left to Mikey's body. Touches Mikey's body. He's trying to throw another lead left. Mikey changes levels. He's coming in. Spence misses with the straight left. Tries to throw another straight left. Tries to throw another straight left. It's blocked. Mikey hits him with the jab. Spence is trying to throw that straight left. Mikey's at an angle where it's not that easy to do so. Mikey's on the outside of Spence's foot. You see, Mikey got lead foot position. Oh, almost got him there. Missed again. Spence is gonna try again. Ooh, Mikey throws a straight right, but it doesn't land. Throws another one. Throws a jab. Ah, Spence caught Mikey with a straight left there. Really good stuff. Mikey tries to throw a lead right. Spence is out the way. Woo! Oh, there's Mikey hitting him with a lead right to the body. Mikey caught him with a left hook. Spence tried to head control Mikey, and then he throws a straight left on Mikey's body. Mikey come back. Mikey's the one walking down Spence again. He's walking him down. Spence throws a hard left to the body there of Mikey. Mikey's right on the inside, throws a left to Spence's body. Hard left to the body. Mikey's bobbing and weaving a little bit. Spence trying to change levels as well. Spence throws a straight left. Mikey throws his jab. Spence is just kind of bobbing and weaving. Again, Mikey's there. There's the pivot work by Spence. Throws a lead left. Mikey throws a lead right to the body. Spence comes back with a lead left. It's the end of the round. All right, so you blocked though. Spence threw a left hook to Mikey, and Mikey's glove partially blocked the power of the punch. It took some steam off of the punch. Mikey had a little cut underneath his left eye. So it might have been round 2. You might be right. Yeah, it's round 2. Caught Spence directly in his face. Yeah. Round 4, Spence throws a lead left. It's blocked. Mikey throws a left hook. Spence ducks out of the way. Spence lands a lead left. It's out of there. Look at that pivot work, though. Oh, lead right. Mikey lands on Spence. Pivot work of these guys is just beautiful. Mikey was going to throw something. Blocked again. Blocked again. The defense on these guys. Mikey coming on the inside. Slipping the jab. Changing head starts with dips. Dipping, changing head starts. Spence had the pivot work on Mikey. Still blocked. Oh, jab that caught Errol Spence there. Left hook that misses. Spence trying to set up that left hand. He throws a nice, oh, shit. This fucking ad came up again. Yeah, anyways. I really enjoyed the fight. I was just looking at the stuff that they were doing, man. Just that they were doing in there. Ah, shit, man. It's chess, not checkers. Yeah, it was round 2. You guys were right. Round 2, Mikey Garcia won that round. Definitely. I think I'm watching. What round is this? Round 3? What round is this? Round 4. Ripped the left to the body. See, the thing with these guys is that they're actually oh, nice left to the body by Mikey. Jab to the head. Nice right to the head. Spence pushing Mikey back. Pivoting again. Mikey hits him with a right hook. And Spence tries to throw a left hook, blocked, and then Mikey counters with the left hook of his own. Spence hits him a jab to the pit. The jab was the thing that really helped Spence out. It's the jab that was the most effective punch. Not even the lead left. The lead left didn't do anything. Ooh, what a body shot by Mikey. Mikey ripping some nasty body shots. Spence keep him off with the jab. Put him again with a straight right. Mikey hit him with a straight right. But again, it was just a touch you kind of straight right. Knocked Spence head back, but still. Mikey now pressing him with the jab. Slip underneath. Spence will hold him in place with his jab. Spence trying to inch in with his jab, but Mikey got position on him. Had to throw the lead left. Mikey blocks off. Good covering, blocking most of the shots here. Check with left hook that misses by Mikey. Spence trying to rip that lead left. All those shots are being blocked. Mikey counters him with a right, pushes Spence back. Oh, caught him with a left hook. Oh shit. Mikey landed a right hook on him as well. Damn. Caught Spence with a left hook. Spence didn't see that coming. Boom. Just caught him with the left hook. Caught him with the right hook after. It's crazy. Yeah, man. No, Mikey's not gonna face Errol Spence next. He's not gonna face Manny Pacquiao next. Errol Spence will. Pretty sure about that. Pretty sure about that. Now, it's not that Errol Spence is not a devastating puncher, like I was trying to explain to people. Actually, you know, I thought that Errol Spence might have won this fight with body work, but now that I look at it, that fight body work didn't do nothing, and Errol Spence couldn't do much body work in this fight. Most of his body work was ineffective. The thing that was the most effective thing in this fight for him was the jab. So him fighting on the outside was actually better for him than fighting on the inside, which is crazy. It's so counterintuitive. I never expected that to happen. Coach Eric Bradley said, you know, Errol Spence will be able to be very effective on the ropes. I was bullshit. On the ropes, Mikey was just biding his time and then coming back out and countering the shit out of Errol Spence when he could. You know, he was trying to goad him in on the ropes, kind of like a Canelo or Floyd. And then after you waste your load and you think, yeah, I'm coming kind of punch your ass outside, you know. So he would always catch him with like a check hook or overhand right, and Errol Spence would back the fuck up, whether it's a punch to the body or what, and then Errol Spence would back off, kind of surprised, you know. So yeah, that was basically the fight. The problem was Mikey couldn't find Errol. Errol could find Mikey a lot more. Well, and Errol was the more active fighter, so that's why Errol won this fight. But as to say that when I look at, you know, the skill set of Mikey and Errol, I still think Mikey has a little bit more skill than Errol does in terms of what he does. I think Errol's more, I can't even say Errol's more athletic. I think it's just that Mikey took longer to adjust to Errol. Errol was quicker at adjusting to Mikey, in my opinion. But it was a good ass fight. Loved it. Kudos to Errol. I think he's the deal. He's real good. Outbox Mikey. You got to give him his props. Nobody out here can say, oh, Errol weight bullied Mikey, or this is what we expected to see. Y'all didn't know what you was going to see. I thought it was a 50-50 fight. Errol dominated the fight offensively. It is what I'm glad. I like Errol. Show it, man. What fight were you watching? Garcia got beat the fuck up. You sound like a fanboy right now. Derek Webster. So for most of the people in this discussion, Derek Webster, most of them know boxing. All right? I'll go to Unapologetically Black Man, first of all. All right? And this is what he said. And he was backing, I think Unapologetically Black Man was backing Spence. All right? And Unapologetically Black Man says Mikey's defense was good. All right. See, in this chat section, we try to talk boxing. We don't try to, you know, kiss somebody's ass. We don't do that. We don't suck people's dick. We don't do that shit. So if you probably were an Errol Spence fan, if Garcia got beat the fuck up, like you're saying, true Errol Spence style, then why didn't he get Mikey Garcia out of there? Because most people get beat the fuck up like Chris Algieri or Lamont Peterson, or even Kell Brook, they end up injured, and they generally get knocked the fuck out. We call it man down. And Garcia obviously was a live dog in there. And yes, he got marked up underneath his left eye here. And he has a little bit of swelling on his face and his forehead and stuff from a fight. But as to say that Garcia got beat the fuck up, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, boy. All right? So if you now Errol, like I said before, Errol is an excellent boxer. So y'all boxed Mikey Garcia. Nobody's even questioning that. But see, we like to talk boxing, my friend. We don't like to kiss people's ass and suck dick. If you are coming here to suck somebody's dick, you can leave. All right? Because I personally, and I will blast you because I personally talk boxing. All right. I love boxing. Okay. If you like sucking Errol Spence's dick, go suck his dick somewhere else. Right now, it's saying show or hide. Right. So if you don't know what the fuck you saw in terms of a boxing match, then please don't spare us hearing your shit. Okay. Spare us. Okay. It's boxing here. We talk boxing. You don't know what the fuck you saw, then go somewhere else. If you want to stick around here, then learn something. You can learn something from us. All right? Because we don't like to talk out of our ass. We really don't. Here we don't like it. All right? I got Crawford over Spence, but that doesn't change the fact he got beat the fuck up. I got Crawford over Spence. It doesn't change the fact that he got beat the fuck up. Again, you lost me, my friend. Who are you talking about, first of all? Crawford did not get beat the fuck up. All right? And as for you getting Crawford over Spence, after seeing that boxing exhibition, I don't know how you can say that because there are two reasons. One, Terrence Crawford has not fought anybody like Errol Spence. All right, that caliber of opposition. And two, Terrence Crawford is very skilled in all of that, and they call him pound for pound number one. But two, Crawford is also smaller than Errol Spence, got a shorter reach than Errol Spence, is shorter than Errol Spence. All right. Now, I'm not saying that Crawford can't beat Errol Spence. That's another 50-50 fight, in my opinion. All right. But from what Errol Spence showed us with Mikey Garcia, making easy work of him off of the jab, I'm not too sure what Crawford could do, even though Crawford has proven time and time through the amateurs and so on that he would find a way to make the fight very competitive, probably even more competitive than Mikey did against Errol Spence. All right. But Errol Spence showed us, see, do you guys even understand when I talk about the pivot? You guys understand what I mean by pivot work? I'm going to have to actually show you that. So what I'm going to do, what I will do is I'll actually show you clippings of the fight, short little clippings of the fight. That's what I will do. And that way we can show you what pivot work is. All right. Derek Webster says Mikey Garcia got hit 350 times. Yeah. If he got hit 350 times, Derek Webster, by Errol Spence, motherfucker be looking up at the ceiling right now. So I don't know what the fuck you talking about. And punch stats, I don't know about punch stats, but the guys that click things, they don't even know what the fuck they be watching. All right. So I am pretty sure Mikey Garcia didn't get hit 350 times. And besides that, I think punch stats didn't say that. Okay. Jackson the Hopeful says, you on his ass, boy. I'm tired of these fucking clueless fans going to punch stats and all kinds of bullshit to talk about boxing. I am tired of them. And they have the biggest ass mouths. Why don't you let the people who know boxing talk? Derek fucking Webster. This motherfucker comes up in here trying to talk shit to us. I'm tired of the bullshit, man. You don't know what the fuck you saw 350 times. You quoting punch stats. Tell me what happened in what round. Where did Errol Spence ever hurt Mikey Garcia? When did he get hurt? Because if somebody gets beat the fuck up, that means they had to got hurt, right? When did Errol Spence hurt Mikey Garcia? I mean, it's fucking boxing, man. Know your fucking boxing. Otherwise, what are you talking to me for, man? It's you fuckers that make boxing a sport which it gets fucked over all the time. Like Roger Mayweather say, most people don't know shit about boxing. Y'all see Errol Spence throwing a lot of punches. How many of them were parried? How many of them were blocked? How many of them were rolled? How many of them were ridden? Do you know what this, if I catch a shot like this, if I catch a fucking shot like this, right? And a man is going with leverage, it's different to me riding the fucking shot. I roll it. Here's a fucking difference. Canelo rides shots. That's why GGG couldn't hurt Canelo. Fucking Mikey Garcia knows how to do that too. I heard motherfuckers say, GGG beat Canelo up. Canelo got a chin of steel. And I was like, for the first fight. And they still these motherfuckers say that GGG beat Canelo. And they angry with Adelaide Bird because she scored the fight based on boxing. I hear people saying Adelaide Bird, she should never be back in boxing. I'm like, you motherfucker. You don't even know what the fuck you saw. Boxing fucking clinic on GGG. Canelo was shocked. At the end of the fight, he was like, I can't believe this shit. This is a draw. People don't know skills. They don't understand. Real don't recognize. These motherfuckers don't recognize real. Real recognize real. How the fuck a guy who's smaller than GGG goes in the ring, goes 12 with him, and GGG's piling on the hooks and the punches. You think Errol Spence wasn't trying to get Mikey Garcia out of there? He was trying. I even heard his coach, Derek James, say, they should have thrown in the towel in the 11th round. So he turned to Peter and he said, man, you all should quit in the 11th round. Peter gave him the finger like, fuck you. And then Mikey goes out in the 12th and wins it. What does that tell him? And how did the end of round 11 end up? How did the end of round 11 end up? Anybody remember who was beating the fuck out of who? No, well, Mikey wasn't beating the fuck out of her. But Errol was on the back foot. Mikey was on the front foot because Mikey caught him with a fucking overhand right. No, I think it was a right to the body, to the spleen. Errol backed the fuck up. He said, hey, you know what? This ain't working right now. And that's a smart move. You don't press it. You're not going to play, I'm the big, strong guy. I'm going to beat you up. No, because Errol's been caught like that before. And Mikey caught him early in the fight. I think it was round 2 with the check hook. That's the same check hook that almost dropped Errol Spence in one of his earlier fights against another guy who it looked like he was beating up. Derek Webster says, now you don't believe the punch stats. Okay, fanboy, yeah, punch stats said that. You motherfucker, punch stats are a guide, you asshole. You stupid ass. God damn it, man. You fucking asshole. Don't you understand? Man, I'm going in on this motherfucker. I'm going to go in on this motherfucker today. I'm going to go in on your ass because y'all are too much. You dick ride. You dick ride hard. You don't know what the fuck you saw, but you dick ride. I'm tired of the dick riders. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, what round did Mikey Garcia get hurt in or buzzed? What round? Name it. You fucking asshole. Let me uncork this because it's just too many assholes out here. Garcia got beat the fuck up. Terrence Crawford is better than Garcia any day. And Spence Crush. See, you dick riding. You just dick riding. Terrence Crawford. You dick riding Terrence Crawford. You dick riding Errol Spence. Up to now, you can't tell me what did Errol Spence, which fucking round did Errol Spence buzz Mikey Garcia? Show me where Mikey Garcia was buzzed. If he beat him the fuck up, he had to get buzzed at some point. Chris Algieri was buzzed, right? The most recent guy, Ocampo, was buzzed. Where? Or dropped. If he beat him the fuck up, at least he dropped Mikey Garcia. What, Mikey Garcia got a body of steel and he got a head of steel? Motherfucker, learn about defense. Don't open your fucking mouth out here, you little fanboy. Sucking dick all day. Get the fuck off of my page, man. Eric Macena, Canelo won both fights. Second fight was more clear. Yep. Yeah, we know that. We know boxing. A lot of these motherfuckers don't know boxing. Derek Webster, so justify Bird's card for Mayweather versus Canelo. Motherfucker, Bird didn't do Mayweather versus Canelo, you asshole. Go learn who the judge was that gave the draw. It wasn't Bird. It wasn't Adelaide Bird, you jackass. You don't even know boxing. Motherfuckers, man. You stupid ass motherfuckers. Stupid ass motherfuckers. Don't even know your information. Don't know shit about boxing. Why the fuck you guys open your mouths? Shut the fuck up, learn some boxing, and then talk now. Pisses me off. You ever heard of CJ Ross? You ever heard of CJ Ross? That's the motherfucker that fucked up that scorecard, and that was really fucked up. Okay, CJ Ross. That's not Adelaide Bird. Adelaide Bird's always has been consistent and always been a great judge. But because everybody's sucking on GGG's dick, they dick riding GGG. They can't accept the reality that its ass just got beat. All the facts and everything is there. But they make excuses. Oh, Canelo was fighting his first. Wasn't enough. Adelaide Bird wasn't even scoring Canelo versus Mayweather. It was Dave Moretti, CJ Ross, and Greg Metcalf. Metcalf. Okay? Dumb motherfucker. Jackson the Hopeful says that was CJ Ross, dumbass Derek. That's right. Mikey didn't win a round. This is a fact. Mikey didn't win a round, huh? Let's see what the judges' scorecard was. Because I'm not going to go with what I saw. I'm going to go with whatever the judges saw. Let's see what they say. Right? That means if he hasn't won a round, it would be 120 to I don't know, 120 to 90. I think it would be. It's 12 rounds. 9 by 12. Yeah, it would be 120 to 96. Okay, it would be a blowout, right? So if I see a judge's scorecard that says anything else than that, remember you're saying this is a fact. Okay, so they had it 120 to 107, 120 to 108, and 120 to 108. All right, so they had it a shutout. That's what the judges' scorecards had. They said he didn't win a round. Okay, that's what the judges saw. I didn't see that, but that's what the judges saw. Eric Master, punch stats are never accurate. No, they're just a guide. They're a guide to show you, okay, this was more active fighter. Somewhere around a figure of certain things landed, etc., etc., etc. This motherfucker don't know boxing, man. And now this motherfucker gonna tell me, bitch, you don't even have a mustache, goofy bitch. What does that have to do with anything, you dumbass motherfucker? This is boxing. What does it have to do with boxing? Yeah, you fucking asshole. You got beat the fuck up. You sound stupid as fuck. Eric wants to. That was CJ Ross, you jackass. Derek Webster says, "Kick me off, you dumb bitch." All right, you asked for it, so you get it. I'm gonna kick your ass off. You want? Yeah. So goodbye. Eric Messinero said I was at the fight. Hey, cool, man. Cool. That's good to know. That's good to know, man. Yeah, I put him in timeout. There's something called timeout. We could actually remove him from the chat, but I'm gonna put him in timeout because I can't take the stupidity, man. Now he's right about one thing though. From what they scored, the judges didn't even give Mikey Garcia a round, which is interesting. I thought he won round 2, round 10, round 12, and some other round in between. I thought it was an 8-4 fight. But then again, the judges' ruling is final. Doesn't really matter, in my opinion. But I personally thought though that Errol Spence did outbox Mikey Garcia. That's for sure. I don't know about beat him the fuck up. I don't know what he's talking about. Mikey Garcia took a beating. If Mikey Garcia took a beating, then that means two things. One, in his next fight, he shouldn't do well, right? If he took a beating, according to this guy. And two, he must have a chin of steel and a body of steel. I mean, if he took a beating, that means, oh my God, you know what I mean? Oh man, we got some stupid people out here. All right, so yeah, so I was just saying that Yeah, boxing, man. Usually as a Christian, I don't curse like that, but I just these days I'm a little bit on the edge, so you're gonna have to excuse me. But I loved the boxing, man. I love the fight. It was a good fight. I don't know how many of you guys also looked at the other fights. I did comment on them a little bit. Um, and I just went in on this asshole named Derek Webster. Look, man, if you're gonna talk on this channel, right? No disrespect to you, none of y'all, even Derek Webster. If you're gonna talk on this channel, please, please, at least listen to what the channel be saying. You know, if you guys have followed my videos, you realize I'm a dude. I really like boxing, right? And so I follow boxing. Yes, I talk about Floyd Mayweather TB. He deserves that. I talked about Manny Pacquiao. You know how great he is. I talk about these guys. I talk about a lot of guys, excluding Errol the Truth Spence. I told you guys what I had to say about him. And while I was back in Mikey, I told you this guy is no joke. And it proved it, right? And I did say that I thought that he has the things to most likely win the fight. And he did. He used what he had to win the fight. He outboxed Mikey Garcia. You got to give him mad props. And I said also, when he beats Mikey Garcia, you have to give him his full credit for beating Mikey Garcia, because he definitely, not only did he beat Mikey Garcia, he didn't use his, let's put it this way, his weight advantage, his punching power, right? And his size did not benefit him. We saw Mikey Garcia push him back. We saw Mikey Garcia had good power, and we saw that Errol Spence wasn't getting Mikey out of there, right? There was going to be no man down situation. So what Errol Spence actually did was he used his attributes and outboxed Mikey Garcia. And that, my friends, says that Errol Spence is a better boxer than Mikey Garcia. Using the attributes he has, he's better than Mikey Garcia because he beat him. And he didn't just beat him, he beat him by unanimous decision and clearly beat him. You know, and I was rooting for the little guy and everything. And I was glad to see what Mikey could bring to the table. But at the end of the day, Errol the Truth Spence did that. He outboxed Mikey. And not just, what was even more interesting to me is the fact that he did it doing something that nobody had seen him do before. He boxed on the outside mostly, right? And where he could, he leveraged, he tried to really leverage. I saw a really good body shot. The 11th round was one where he put in a really good body shot. And there was another round where he really landed a beautiful body shot. He didn't put, again, like I said, if you try to rip a shot, you kind of take the steam off of it. It was how nicely he just, you know, he was relaxed and he just, you know, let that left hook go into Mikey. Even the left hook in the 11th round wasn't so much of a rip left hook. He just kind of naturally allowed the, you know, the natural movement of the left hook to go in there and sunk into Mikey Garcia. And you can see Mikey Garcia buckle over on that left hook. And I said, yeah, that was a not a perfectly placed, but well-timed, you know, just very fluid left hook. I would always tell fighters and boxers, I would say to them, don't try to rip a shot. Don't try to, you know, you look at Roberto Duran versus Sugar Ray Leonard, the first fight. Sugar Ray Leonard was ripping shots and Duran was ripping shots. But if they would have just taken a little more time and just let it fluently go in there and just land, it would actually have more oomph than when you try to like leverage it and rip it with your whole body weight behind it. Because the faster you throw a shot is actually sometimes to the detriment of the, not just the timing of the shot, but just how much more power you can get off a leverage of a shot if you just completely fluidly relaxed and you allow the shot to go in there and sink into the opponent's body. So if you look, Floyd was never as fast as his father, but he hit harder than his father because Floyd would leverage a shot and really just, you know, not only perfectly place it, but very fluid with the shot, you know, and that's very important for you to understand. Eric Massanera says that's why he couldn't KO him. He had to shorten up the shots due to Mikey's excellent timing. And also Mikey also changing his range a bit. Mikey would change the range all the time, roll the shots and stuff. So yeah, but he caught him with a really good body shot. I saw in the 11th round, he caught him with a good body shot. All the headshots and stuff wasn't really doing much. But that body shot, man, doubled over Mikey. in 11, and then Mikey showed up, and Errol was trying to bang him out, but couldn't get him. And Mikey came back with something. So I'm just saying that I was impressed by both fighters. Uh, I'm proud of both fighters as well. What's the future for Errol Spence? I think the future for Errol Spence is going to be a showdown with Manny Pacquiao. He earned it. And this first pay-per-view, I want to see what the pay-per-view did. The attendance was really high too. It was really good attendance to that fight. So the question now is, how much does the pay-per-view, how many pay-per-view buys they made off of the pay-per-view? And if that turned out to be good numbers, it's going to be Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao, ladies and gentlemen. Errol Spence is on his way now. He's going to have a lot of people stepping up to the plate to face him, because now he's high up the pound-for-pound rankings. He's a pound-for-pound fighter ahead of Terrence Crawford for sure. And you got to put him up there because he beat a pound-for-pound fighter. He himself is a pound-for-pound fighter. Mikey Garcia is no slouch. We see that in this fight. He proved that he's top tier. It's not he's not like the other opponents. The only problem is he got dwarfed it though. I mean, it was a unanimous decision win. But other than that, Mikey is top tier, and you can see it was a very competitive fight all the way to the end. ELXM100. They ain't giving Spence the pack fight. Oh yeah, he's getting the pack fight. You can bet that. You can bet your last dollar. Manny Pacquiao gonna want that. It depends on the pay-per-view numbers. If Fox pay-per-view has done ridiculous pay-per-view, Manny's taking that fight. He showed up to see the fight. Sean Porter also showed up to see the fight, but Manny Pacquiao showed up to see the fight. And shit, Manny gonna fight Errol Spence. How you mean? You kidding me? Of course, there's a lot of money involved. Of course, Pacquiao will do that. Errol Spence said he might retire Pacquiao. Well, if that's the case, then so be it, But I don't know if you see, when you talk about guys like Manny Pacquiao, they're high echelon fighters, and Manny Pacquiao didn't get to be Manny Pacquiao for no reason. So, like, people are saying, "Oh, Errol Spence will murk Manny Pacquiao." Oh, he didn't murk Mikey Garcia. I mean, Mikey Garcia is a better fighter in some respects than Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao got that quickness. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Errol Spence and Mikey didn't have quickness, but I'm just saying Manny Pacquiao got that quickness. Errol could KO his ass if he catches him coming in, but Manny's a lot careful, much more careful. So I would love to see Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao. It could be a man down moment. It's possible, even though I think Manny Pacquiao is very tough. So I really can't necessarily see that. And then Manny Pacquiao moves a lot. But even if it's not a man down situation, I think it's going to be one in which Errol can get that win and really make a legacy for himself. You can't count Pacquiao out. Pacquiao's a dude you just can't write off. So I can't really say that Errol will just straight up rout Manny Pacquiao. I believe Errol will win that fight if he faces Manny Pacquiao. But again, I don't think I think it's going to be competitive again. Manny Pacquiao brings to the table a lot of other things besides just speed and quickness. He's crafty as well. So I would love to see how that turns out. Pacquiao versus Errol Spence. This is business. Mikey is the one to make the fight with for better PPV numbers. Nah, I'm sorry. Floyd Mayweather faced Oscar De La Hoya, right? Oscar De La Hoya had a following. Floyd, because he beat Oscar, took some of that following. And it just so happens that Errol Spence is going to take some of Mikey Garcia's following after this dominant performance. That makes Errol the draw now. Terrence Crawford is going to be doing a pay-per-view against Amir Khan. Yeah. That's good too, but Errol's gone. We'll see what happens. Here's the thing. We have to look at the pay-per-view buys first. As to Mikey Garcia, this is the question. What does Mikey Garcia have in his future? What is he going to do? I don't know. He may stay at welterweight. He may go down to, there's lots of fights at welterweight. He may go down to super lightweight or lightweight and face Lomachenko. If Lomachenko wants to face him, that's what Lomachenko has been saying. I don't know how they're going to make arrangements with Top Rank though, because Bob Arum is kind of in the way of a fight like that happening. But if Mikey faces Lomachenko, that would be a good ass fight. I'd love to see what would happen with that. But there's lots of options for Mikey Garcia. You know, he could stay at welterweight. He proved that he's a welterweight. If he wants to be a welterweight, he can be a welterweight. The remarkable thing about Mikey Garcia is in 1 year, he fought at lightweight and won a championship there. He fought at super lightweight and won a championship there. And then he unified at lightweight, came up to welterweight and was beaten by Errol Spence. But he took a championship fight at welterweight. So this guy has done remarkable things in 1 year. In fact, let me just show you Mikey Garcia's little thing here. I think it's in 1 year. This is, well, no, yes, within a year span. Let's put it that way. Not so. Actually, it's a year and some months. So no, about 2 years. Sorry, 2 years, 2 months. In 2 years, 2 months, he won the lightweight championship of the world, went up and won the super lightweight championship of the world, came back down to lightweight unified, and then this year went up to welterweight, took on the best welterweight in the world, and was competitive with him, even though it was a unanimous decision loss. So, I mean, it is what it is. Yep. So I don't see Mikey facing Pacquiao. And Pacquiao has had fights in Texas, so that'd be great if that could happen. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. If you got any other things to say, man, we could talk about it. You can talk about the Tevin Farmer fight. I thought the Tevin Farmer fight by Julio Caro was a good fight as well. Again, Tevin Farmer basically won by unanimous decision in that fight, but it was competitive all the way down to the end. Junior Caro wouldn't back down, was landing body punches and stuff, was catching Tevin Farmer with some shots as well. 11th round, same thing. Tevin Farmer was able to sort of kind of crash Junior Caro for a minute. Excuse me. But at the end of the day, once again, Tevin Farmer was able to keep his IBF title as well. It was an IBF championship. So I thought that was good. Ed Collar says, would you like the Spence versus Pac fight? Yeah, of course. Of course. That's another exciting fight. Manny Pacquiao is a big pay-per-view star. Oh, yeah. I'd love to see that fight. Love to see that fight. Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao. Yeah. There's a blueprint on how to beat Pacquiao, so Errol Spence probably would try and implement that. Yeah. So for Mikey Garcia, you know, the sky's the limit for this guy, what he wants to do. So he has a lot of options. They're going to sit down, think about it, and he's going to plot the other course. But again, you got to give Mikey Garcia a lot of credit for taking the fight. But at the end of the day, you got to get Errol Spence a lot of credit for winning the fight. Because I think Mikey Garcia versus a lot of the top tier welterweights, I could see him beating them. I could see him beating them. Because he's very, very smart in how he conducts himself. So, and he's got a lot of skill. So I would love to see where Mikey Garcia goes next. We'll find out soon enough. But until then, man, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Any other things you guys want to talk about? Ed Collar, by the way, shout out to you. Shout out to ELXM100. Shout out to Eric Massanaro, Derek Webster, let's see here, Jackson the Hopeful, and Unapologetically Black Man, as well as Gary Henderson. Gary Henderson in the building, ladies and gentlemen. It's a long time I haven't seen you, my brother. As well as Hey AJ. Shout out to you guys, man. It's good It's great to see you guys here. We'll continue to comment on Boxing Live over the weekend. Also, we had Tevin Farmer versus Juno Ocaro. We had Luke Campbell versus another opponent. Luke Campbell got that guy out of there. Katie Taylor won against Rose Valente. She was winning the fight, but it was stopped as a knockout or TKO, even though it was an accidental headbutt, which I didn't understand that part. Shout out to also Gabe Rosado versus Maciej Solenki. That was a hell of a fight. Really enjoyed that. Hank Lundy versus the other guy. The other guy won. Dropped Hank Lundy twice. This is boxing, man. And those are the fights that I looked at. There's some other fights I should have looked at for the results of them. Let me just report them. If you guys have seen those fights, you can talk a little bit about them if you're interested in talking about them. But we also had results such as Kosai Tanaka, which people are rating very highly. He beat Ryuichi Taguchi. David Benavidez, he beat J.D. Love. I don't know if he stopped him. Did he stop him? Or he just stopped boxing? Yep, he stopped J.D. Love in the second round. So J.D. Love was knocked the hell out. David Benavidez. And Katie Taylor, of course, beat Rosa Valente. Maciej Solenki, he was defeated by, he beat, Gabriel Rosado. Tevin Farmer beat Juno Carroll. So that's basically it for the weekend fights. That's what happened. We're looking forward to the following upcoming fights. So we're going to have Lamont Peterson on the 24th, which will be a Sunday, facing Sergey Lipinets. So Lamont Peterson, either Sergey Lipinets is up in the welterweight division, or Lamont Peterson is going back down to super lightweight. Which one is it? They don't say. They don't say. So I'm guessing he moved up. He moved up in weight probably. Shoot, welterweight. It's cool. The welterweight division is packed, man. It's packed. Liam Smith is going to face Sam Egerton Saturday, the 30th of March. Alexander Gvardzdik is going to face some guy called Dudu Gumbu. Doesn't sound interesting. Friday, the 12th of what month are we in? March? April? I think it's the 12th of April. Vasily Lomachenko will face Anthony Corolla. So all of that's upcoming. Jackson the Hopeful says, I think Garcia could beat Porter or Thurman. I think he can have a game plan for, I think he can have a game plan for them. He obviously can handle Errol Spence's punches. Errol Spence is a pretty hard hitter in the welterweight division, and a big one, big welterweight. So, yeah, I think he could handle Sean Porter or Keith Thurman. Yeah. I don't know if he beat them. Again, you're asking me, he's smart. He's smart, so you never know. You never know. You know, and then the fight that I would wanted to see. Let me tell you the fight that I think Mikey Garcia, if he was going to stay at welterweight, some of the fights I would like to see him face would be a Mikey Garcia versus a Danny Garcia, a Mikey Garcia versus Andre Berto, a Mikey Garcia versus a Terrence Crawford. That's kind of harder to make, but a Terrence Crawford versus a Mikey Garcia would be a good ass fight as well. Because you can put Mikey in with anybody. It doesn't really matter. You know, Porter would be fun to see with Garcia. I would like to see how Mikey Garcia would navigate Sean Porter. I think he would navigate him quite well. But Keith Thurman, I can't say. Keith Thurman's a tricky guy. He's tricky. And Keith Thurman, just watching how Garcia was beaten by Errol Spence, he would try to do something like that, you know. So I don't know. But Sean Porter against Ugas was boxing on the outside as well. And that's how he beat Ugas. So it's just interesting seeing people who usually are inside fighters change up their game and they're fighting on the outside. So Porter did it against Ugas. Now we saw Spence do it against Garcia. And I thought that was just very interesting. Yeah. Anyways, guys, about to ride out of here. Hope you guys have a great day. Um, we'll try to get you guys back with some more comments on boxing and some more stuff that's going on in boxing. This is an exciting time to be in boxing. I heard somebody talking about it was a golden era of boxing. I think it was Kelly Pavick. And Kelly Pavick's talking about his return. Talking about that, Marcus McDonald's lost a lot of weight, man, a lot of weight. So it's going to be interesting seeing Marcus McDonald also enter the fray. You never know, Marcus. You might see Marcus McDonald versus Mikey Garcia. Just never know out here. So anyway, that's all I got to say about boxing for now. Thanks for again. Shout out to each and every one of you guys that participated in this discussion and making it such a good one, an effective and enjoyable one. You guys will see me a little bit later on today. Talking a little bit more breakdown on various aspects of the fight. I think what I'll do is I'll try and show small little bit pieces of footage of the fight and break down what these fighters were doing because it was remarkable what they were doing in the fight. Anyway, guys, deuces, peace to you guys. I'll catch you guys later.